Praise the prevailing wind and its unwavering guidance. Praise the falling moon and the resting sun as their duty is fulfilled. Praise the south, praise the west, and the child of their harmony. Their mystery is their eternal power, and their marriage grants us strength. Hello, Mills here. I am at that site, or near that site I was with that, where I filmed the proposal for the Temple of the South-West. This is that freaky cliff. And I realized that I think that the Cliffs of Insanity, as someone posted, that this needed to be a backdrop to the temple. I was thinking I'd have to look around some more, but that combined with the fact that this is pretty open here straight ahead, I think this is probably going to be the place. It is over water, or a lot of it is over water, so actually that's not a bad thing. I may have to level some terrain here, but I'll just have to build up, probably, as I mentioned, a disc. A circular area for that. But yeah, see this side here, it has a sheer drop over this way, kind of open facing to the, that's the west there, and then the south is in the direction of this structure. So I made myself a temporary little hole in the wall here as I was exploring. Got a bed. Here's the view out this door here. I made note of the coordinates of this red netherrack here, and then I made a few markers out in the distance. So I'm not exactly sure where the boundary is going to be. I have a feeling that the circle is going to be bounded maybe right about here where the crosshair is pointing, and then it'll work its way out that way and maybe have a diameter of, oh, I don't know, 200-300 blocks or so. I mean, it's going to be a big circle. But yeah, let me show you kind of over in this area. Oop, a little laggy there. Yeah, so look at this freaky thing. Very strange. I mean, clearly it's one of those world generation algorithm change thingies. Again, this initial part of this world was generated, oh, I forget what version it was, but it was alpha, so. But yeah, there's that post right there that's in the water is kind of a center point that I marked. I think it's about 200 blocks. Wait, was it 200 blocks? Hold on, I have actual numbers. I have actual numbers here. Actual data. 320 minus 202, 118. Right, 118 blocks from the red netherrack in my little house to that post right there. Okay, so now I'm on this little marker here. You see the outline of the cliff in the distance there. Actually, let me see what my draw distance is. Here we go, this will be better. Yeah, there we go. So it's about 118 blocks away from that. So if I just went 100 blocks that way, and 100 blocks that way, I have a tower that's kind of marking over there. 118 blocks that way, there is a tower that I put right there. Just a temporary tower to mark it. And then obviously 118 blocks should be easy in that direction. But this is a nice little backdrop here for what I think we're going to do. So I don't know if this will be the exact center of it here, but I think this is a good place to start right here. So I'm going to do some calculations and figure out what a good diameter is, and then make the circle. I may make the circle out of cobblestone just temporarily, or that will be the initial layer, and then I'll put something on top of it. But one of the ideas that I have, oh, by the way, I am going to put the finished side on the southwest, so it will be in this direction that I'm looking at. So from this point forward will be the finished side, the order side. The chaos side will be behind me over here. And one of the things that I think I mentioned in that last video that I'm going to try to figure out how to do is that I might try to have these like floating sort of spawning dark rooms that are open on the sides, so that you could have a constant stream, perhaps a constant stream of bad evil mobs spawning above this area, falling down, and then maybe they'll just fall into some sort of horrible fire trap or something. So this will be the chaos side over here. I think key to making that work though is that I'm gonna have to go caving and light up all the caverns that are under the water here, because I just want things to spawn. It's basically like a mob spawner grinder thing, only it's open air. There are no boundaries there. So anyway, that'll be part of it. The sun is starting to set right now, so I'm gonna head back to my little shack and continue planning. Alright, so I have found a center point right here for now, and you see I'm making a few spokes. And what I did was I made a circle in a paint program. Let's see, which one is it? It's this one. Here we go. Yeah, I made a circle, and it's 150 pixels in diameter. And once again, I let the program itself figure out the jaggies, and now I'm just sort of placing the blocks. This should be just a straight diagonal, because this is at marking off one of the quadrants here. So that arc right there is the first arc, and yeah, just a reminder that this line right here is the divider between southwest and northeast. So this direction is southwest. Specifically that's south. And I think I'll probably do something that's related to the clouds, either at the mountain itself that's visible from here, or maybe on the structure itself. And the west, which is in that direction, that way, I like the idea that it was Lisa, let me get it right here, Lisa 107B, who had an idea that I was also thinking about, which was to somehow create a structure that marks the path of the sun. Maybe there's like some spot that you sit or that you stand where you can see the sun set in the west, and it all lines up somehow. So anyway, so what's going on now then is just a continuation of the work that I was doing before, making these arcs. And I use the torches again in a couple of spots that correspond to the drawing, and I can sort of keep track of where things are that way. And I have the drawing on my screen off to the side, so that I can just follow along as I go here. So for example, from this point on here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 single blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then these are just the support blocks, which I could leave, but as I go along, it's just easier to keep track of where I am if I just look and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, it's whatever. Okay, so from the light, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the drawing, it's 2 of them. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm not going to narrate the whole thing, but I just wanted to give a sense of what the progress is like. There's 2, and then there's 1, and then there's 2. Again, digging that out is not necessary. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Like this. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Haven't fallen yet, knock on wood. I have used the bed a couple times though, I kinda like it. Keep busy, keep working. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed here. Oh! Well, hello. Yeah. Hi! What do you think? Like the place? Ah! Of course it's dark enough to spawn. You know, that's a tiny sliver of a spot for a bad guy to spawn. But, yeah, it can happen. That's what that looks like so far. You know, I wasn't sure. You know, I can always make that bigger. Alright, alright. I can always make that bigger. I just didn't want to invest too many resources. And the other thing too is that it might actually go a little higher also, so maybe an outer circumference kind of thing might go up a little higher than that. We shall see. I don't know, it just kind of depends on what builds up from here, because I also didn't want it to obscure the cliffs entirely. So so I just picked a kind of a happy medium measurement, and that ended up being 150 blocks. Don't break my boat. Oh, it broke my boat. Boats are lame. I don't know. I gotta figure out boats. Actually, I was thinking I would try to make like a little dock that involves running. Can I throw this out there and will it survive the fall? Let's see. Oh, well. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, well, I'll go get it. There it is. What if I load it here? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder if it'll work to make a dock that uses running water in order to control the movement of the boat, so that you like approach it and then the running water pulls you into like a little bay and then keeps the boat there, right? Because boats are always, and for me, they're just always running away, and you know, I'm probably making a big deal out of it, more so than it needs to be. But I was thinking if I could actually have a little docking bay for the boats that the running water will prevent it from fleeing, and then there's like a little small outlet so that I can still get out. That might be a handy thing to do. But anyway, I haven't fiddled with that at all. But I'm just always breaking boats, and see, I can't even get out. Okay, here we go. It's so ungraceful, you know? And then you got this. and then it runs away. See that? Ugh. Alright, where was the ladder? And I'll have to come up with better access than this in the long run. But actually, I'll be using water ladders, I think, to get up on the business end here. Make sure there are no creepers up here. Alright, so I left off down at this end. Alright, and then five diagonal singles should get me to that spot right there. So let's see if that works out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there it is, 6. Oh, it's so much fun when that comes together perfectly. Really, if it didn't come together perfectly, it really just means that I messed up somewhere in laying the blocks. Just like that. So yeah, you really only need one arc of this circle, and then you can just replicate it, because the moment you reset and start this section right here, you know, with 5 single blocks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you really just flip the drawing around, and you can just use the same drawing and continue from there. So yeah, I think one of the things that, well, first, one decision I made was to kind of raise it up off the ground, because I thought it would be cool to have some stuff down here below. Let me see, can I jump down here? Over here? I think it'll look more interesting and impressive. Here's the boundary right here. Again, look at the shadow. See that? That shadow follows right along here, and then it hits this mark exactly. And then it goes right down there. This extra shadow right here, this is just the support edge. These are the blocks that are supporting these blocks up above. You see they're kind of double wide over there. So, but still, this is really handy, because, I mean, assuming, like, for example, like if you had to have a pylon that went up and you wanted to hit this one block that's right next to this one, you know it's right there. I mean, it's just as plain as can be. And you just go straight on up. So that's going to be much more important when I start making bridges with like a suspension type stuff too, because I end up building up for part of it anyway, from the bottom up to the deck itself, and the shadow just makes it all possible. You know what I don't remember though is if I don't remember if the smooth lighting, yeah, see, smooth lighting kind of takes that away. So there is a time and a place for non-smooth lighting. I mean, it's just not there. I mean, you can kind of see it there in the water. Maybe that's just a quirk of water that it shows up there. That might be a bug that they work out. But look, as soon as it hits land, it just turns into this kind of fuzziness here. So as soon as I turn that back on, there you go. Now you've got a pattern, something you can do. So, yep, I hope that that option never goes away. So I actually didn't, I got distracted by the shadows, but what I was thinking is that this deck up above, there can be something that's coming down. You know, it could be like maybe a waterfall streaks coming down on one side, lava. I don't know. That one's kind of obvious. I'm not sure if that's the best route to go, but I thought the other thing too is that the water approach to this will be kind of interesting. So if this thing is up in the air and you kind of drift, you know, underneath it to some sort of central location, that might be more impressive. So anyway, that's why I raised it up, and I raised it up an arbitrary amount. I have no idea actually how high it is. I just wanted to make sure that we could maybe still see the mountain and the, you know, underneath it there, or the sun, for example, which is setting again. Where does the day go? That kind of thing. So anyway, that's the current thinking right now. All right, so this is the build limit right here. I climbed up, I pillared up to the build limit. You see, I've got one more arc. Boy, the focal length sure distorts that, doesn't it? It looks like that lower half is all kind of oblong. But yeah, so there's a lot of room up here still to do more. Oh, look, the sun is setting again. Well, I'll keep working. But yeah, there's a lot of room way up here to do some additional temple ornamentation. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be a good sized disc, because I can always make it, like I said, bigger. So that's kind of what I'm assuming. I'll have that in my back pocket. All right, and then these are the last 5 blocks. Any bad guys over there? I can't tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, it lines up. All right. All right. Oh, by the way, I mean, it goes without saying that the dirt is just to mark the area. It's, you know, that's not the final material. Also, these torches are just I'm using them to mark places on the drawing. So all of this is still in flux on what exactly it's going to be. But so far, so good, I think. Again, if you have more ideas about what should happen here, let me know. I have a couple of ideas that I'll have to see if they can be implemented. And yeah, we'll just we'll see what comes of the whole thing.